You close your eyes, and slowly, everything begins to fade. Your body stays tucked in bed, but your mind, it drifts effortlessly into places that feel just as vivid, just as real, as waking life. But have you ever paused to wonder, where does your consciousness actually go when you sleep? Sure, we're told that sleep is just rest for the body and brain, but if that's the case, why does the mind go on these wild, often detailed journeys through dream worlds, sometimes full of people we've never met, places we've never been, and events that feel more intense than reality itself? Science offers a simple explanation: the brain is restoring itself. Neurons are firing, memories are consolidating, and the body is repairing. All true, but let's be honest, that explanation barely scratches the surface. Why do we dream of things we've never seen? Why do some people report out-of-body experiences or lucid dreams, where they feel fully present, aware, even enlightened? And here's the kicker: if the brain is supposed to be resting, why is it sometimes more active at night than when we're awake? Clearly, there's more going on here than we've been told. To really explore this mystery, we have to go deeper, step by step, because what happens to consciousness while we sleep might not just be about the brain at all. Maybe, just maybe, it's something far more profound. Your brain doesn't shut down during sleep, it wakes up in a different way. We often think of sleep as a time when the brain powers down, a nightly reboot where everything just rests. But the truth, it's way more fascinating than that. While it's true that brain activity slows down during deep sleep, something unexpected happens when we start dreaming. Instead of staying quiet, certain parts of the brain actually light up, sometimes becoming even more active than they are during the day. Take the prefrontal cortex, for example. That's the part of your brain responsible for logic, reasoning, and decision-making. During dreams, it chills out a bit. That's why dreams often feel random, surreal, and totally unpredictable. The usual filter is off. But here's where it gets wild. The visual and emotional centers of the brain go into overdrive. They become hyperactive, which explains why dreams are often packed with vivid imagery and intense emotions. It's like your brain switches from analyze mode to creative storytelling mode. So here's the big question: if parts of your brain are working overtime during dreams, can sleep really be called rest? Maybe rest isn't about doing nothing. Maybe it's about changing focus. During sleep, your brain stops tuning into the outside world and starts diving deep into your inner world, processing thoughts, feelings, memories, and even ideas you didn't know you had. That means your consciousness doesn't switch off at night. It just shifts gears into a different level of awareness. And who knows, maybe that's where some of our deepest truths live. Is your brain tripping every night? The mysterious role of DMT in dreams. Here's something wild: your brain might be giving you a mini psychedelic trip every single night, and you don't even know it. There's a powerful compound called DMT, short for dimethyltryptamine. It's known in the psychedelic world for launching people into vivid, otherworldly realms full of strange landscapes, deep emotions, and encounters with mysterious entities. What makes this even more fascinating: DMT isn't just found in plants or used in rituals. It's also produced naturally by the human brain. And here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. Some scientists believe your brain releases DMT during REM sleep, the stage when most dreaming happens. This might explain why dreams can feel so intense, surreal, and meaningful all at once. People who take synthetic DMT often describe experiences that sound a lot like dreams, floating through bizarre worlds, meeting beings, or receiving profound insights, like being shown some hidden truth about existence itself. So that begs the question: are our dreams just natural hallucinations, or are they windows into something deeper? If a chemical like DMT can alter our perception so drastically, what does that say about waking life? Could it be that what we call reality is just one version of experience, filtered through a specific brain state? Maybe the real mystery isn't what happens during dreams, but whether we're truly awake when we think we are. Can dreams really predict the future? Most of us think of dreams as a strange mix of random images and feelings. Some make sense, most don't. But every now and then, something happens that makes you stop and wonder, was that more than just a dream? Throughout history, people have reported dreams that seem to predict the future. sometimes with eerie accuracy. We're not just talking vague symbols or gut feelings. We're talking dreams with specific details that later unfold in real life. Take Abraham Lincoln, for example. Just days before his assassination, he reportedly dreamed of a funeral in the White House complete with a casket, mourning soldiers, and the sound of sobbing. When he asked who had died, someone in the dream answered, "The president." Chilling, right? But it's not just famous figures. Everyday people often dream about someone they haven't seen in years only to run into them the next day, or they see an exact event play out in a dream, only to watch it happen days or weeks later, just as they saw it. If dreams are just random brain activity, how do we explain this? Some researchers studying precognitive dreams believe it's more than coincidence. They suggest that during sleep, our consciousness may temporarily step outside of linear time, tapping into information we can't access in our waking state. It sounds like science fiction, but what if it's not? What if, while the body sleeps, the mind is capable of peeking beyond the present moment? Maybe dreams aren't just about the past or present. Maybe they're glimpses of what's still to come. Sleep paralysis, a glitch in consciousness. If sleep were just a simple, passive process, how do we explain the terrifying phenomenon known as sleep paralysis? Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, your eyes open, your mind fully aware, but your body refuses to move. You try to speak, scream, even twitch a finger, but nothing happens. And as if that isn't scary enough, many people also report feeling a dark presence in the room. Some see shadowy figures. Others feel intense pressure on their chest, like something is holding them down. And nearly all describe an overwhelming sense of dread, like they're not alone. Here's what's truly bizarre. These experiences happen across the world, to people from vastly different cultures and belief systems. Yet the details are strikingly similar. Why is that? Science explains sleep paralysis as a glitch in the sleep-wake cycle, moment when the brain wakes up before the body does. But that explanation doesn't fully address the shared, vivid hallucinations or the consistent emotional intensity. So what if sleep paralysis isn't just a neurological hiccup? What if it's a moment when consciousness slips between dimensions, a liminal space between waking and dreaming, between physical and non-physical reality? Maybe, in that brief state, we become aware of something we're normally not supposed to see, something just outside the veil of ordinary perception. Could sleep paralysis be less of a malfunction and more of a glimpse behind the curtain? Lucid dreaming, the power to control your reality. Most of the time, we dream without knowing we're dreaming. We just go along for the ride, watching the story unfold like a movie we didn't choose. But then there are those rare moments when something clicks. You realize, wait, this is a dream. And suddenly, everything changes. This is lucid dreaming, the remarkable state where you're fully aware you're dreaming and can begin to shape the dream world however you like. Fly through the sky, sure. Talk to a younger version of yourself. Why not? Explore worlds that defy logic and time. Absolutely. Lucid dreaming is more than just a cool party trick. It proves something powerful even while your body sleeps. Your mind remains active, aware enough to make conscious decisions. Studies show that during lucid dreams, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for self-awareness and reasoning, lights up. In other words, the part of you that knows you exist stays online, even in sleep. But here's the deeper question. Why do we even have this ability? If dreams are supposed to be random firings of the brain, what's the purpose of becoming conscious within them? Some believe lucid dreaming is more than just a mental fluke. It could be evidence that consciousness isn't fully tied to the physical body, that awareness itself can extend into realms beyond the waking world. Maybe lucid dreams aren't an escape from reality, but a reminder that reality is more flexible than we think. Time doesn't play by the rules in dreams. Have you ever had a dream that felt like it lasted for hours, maybe even days, only to wake up and realize you were asleep for just a few minutes? It's not just your imagination. Time really does seem to bend in dreams. Science has started to catch up with this strange experience. Studies on REM sleep suggest that the brain operates on a different internal clock while dreaming. Time perception doesn't follow the same rhythm as it does when we're awake. Some lucid dreamers have even conducted experiments inside their dreams, like counting walking across imagined spaces, or completing mental tasks, and then comparing how long it felt to how long it actually took in the real world. The findings: time inside a dream can stretch or compress in ways that don't make logical sense from a waking perspective. This leads to a fascinating possibility. Maybe consciousness inside dreams isn't bound by the same rules as our waking life. If your mind can stretch a few minutes into what feels like hours, what does that say about our usual experience of time? Could it be that time itself is just a construct of the brain, a mental framework we've been conditioned to believe is fixed? Dreams might be more than just nightly stories. They might be hints that reality, as we know it, isn't as solid or linear as it seems. In the dream world, time bends, awareness shifts, and the rules we live by during the day start to fall away. Maybe our dream experiences are trying to tell us something deeper, that consciousness exists beyond time, and possibly beyond this physical reality altogether. Are dreams a glimpse into the multiverse? One of the strangest things about dreams is how real they can feel. Sometimes, you find yourself in a place you've never been before, yet somehow it has its own logic, layout, even a sense of history. Other times, you return to the same unfamiliar place across multiple dreams, like you've been living a second life in a parallel world. So what's going on here? This strange dream phenomenon actually lines up with a bold idea from quantum physics, the multiverse theory. According to this theory, there aren't just alternate timelines or future possibilities, there are infinite versions of reality existing at the same time. If that's true, then here's a mind-bending thought. Could dreaming be a way for our consciousness to briefly slip into one of those alternate realities? Some researchers and spiritual thinkers believe that dreams may not always be just imagination. Instead, they could be glimpses into parallel dimensions, moments where our awareness temporarily tunes into another version of reality. Of course, mainstream science hasn't confirmed this yet, but interestingly, many ancient cultures and spiritual traditions have suggested the same thing for centuries. They've spoken of dreams as portals, journeys, or even spiritual travels beyond our ordinary experience. Whether you see it through the lens of science, spirituality, or curiosity, one thing is clear: the depth and complexity of dreams, their vividness, structure, and emotional weight suggest they're far more than just the brain firing off random thoughts at night. Maybe, just maybe, we're visiting places that exist, just not in this world. Why do we forget most of our dreams? You wake up from a dream feeling like, I'll remember this forever. But then, within minutes, it slips away like it never really happened. Ever wondered why? If dreams were just random, meaningless nonsense, why would your brain bother working so hard to erase them so quickly? One explanation points to the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. During sleep, it doesn't store dream memories the same way it does the events of your waking life. Some scientists think this is because dreams serve a different purpose altogether. Instead of being recorded for later, dreams might be there to process emotions, thoughts, or experiences and then get discarded. But here's another interesting angle. Maybe forgetting dreams is actually a kind of protection. Imagine if you remembered every dream in perfect detail. Your sense of what's real and what's not might get seriously blurred. To keep us grounded, the brain might filter out most dream memories, so we don't confuse the dream world with waking life. Still, some dreams do stick with us, sometimes for years. Maybe those particular dreams hold deeper meaning, or contain messages our subconscious really wants us to remember. So next time you struggle to recall a dream, remember, forgetting might be just as important as remembering. Can you really die in a dream? You've probably heard the old myth: if you die in a dream, you die in real life. But here's the thing: countless people have experienced dying in their dreams and then woke up completely fine. So, what does this say about consciousness? Some researchers believe that dying in a dream isn't literal, it's the mind's way of simulating extreme change. Dream death often symbolizes transformation, a profound shift in perception, or the end of an important chapter in the subconscious mind. Many people who die in dreams report waking up with a powerful sense of clarity or a fresh perspective in their waking life. Interestingly, there are also neurological similarities between sleep and death. In both states, awareness separates from the physical body, bodily functions slow down, and external stimuli become less relevant. Some near-death experiences even include dreamlike sensations, floating, meeting other beings, or revisiting memories. If dreams are a kind of temporary disconnection from reality, perhaps they're a way for the mind to practice what it's like to let go, a sort of training for the final disconnection we all eventually face. Whether that's true or not, one thing's clear: dreams are way more than just rest. They reveal hidden layers of consciousness, warp time and space, and might even connect us to experiences beyond life itself. What dreams truly are remains a mystery, but if you've watched this far and feel the knowledge sinking in, drop a comment below with 100% to show you're tuned in. For more fascinating topics like this, be sure to check out the recommended video popping up on your screen right now. Thanks so much for watching and stay curious.